It's that time again for another BBPN episode. I'm your host, Cadet Tank, and we cover the end of round 1 action and see who went into the Hooligan Division. With further ado and no more bullshit, let's get into this. We go over to Panda, the Nurgle Division.
Flesh, bone, and bile. How delicious.
Good afternoon, ghouls and goblins. The Panda is back after a 1-week hiatus. Sorry, Nurgle Div. Stuff happens. Alright, so let's take a look. It looks like we've wrapped up the round for the most part. We'll take a look at the teams, see who made the cut, see who didn't, and what's going on. Alright, my Nurgly boys. Teams. Luke with the Undead. See how he's developed so far. So, break tackle on the mummy, not a fan. He's only movement 3. I probably would have taken guard and guard, or guard and grab, so that you could chain your blocks. Looks like we had a dead white at some point in the last match day or so. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he just got moved. Players being switched around. So we got 1 mighty blow, 1 guard. I like this. You have your utility white with guard and whatever. Stand firm if you really want it, or he doubles, he can take blodge. And then you have your killer white with mighty blow. Next skill will probably be tackle. He's got 2 blodge ghouls, which is nice. So the theory between the blodge ghouls is obviously as they go down less often and therefore die less often. Taking block as a first skill on both is kind of interesting. I might have taken catch to kind of use one as a receiver and then block. And then you kind of develop, that'd be like your handoff piece to score or what have you. Blodge certainly isn't wrong, but I'm not a huge fan of it. He's got a super deep roster coming in with 15 players. Let's see. So 1 dirty player is nice. I typically like 2 on my undead team, especially if you're going to go this deep. The skeleton can probably be punted and save 40k, but whatever. He's a nice guy. And 1 block zombie. So he's a little wide on skills here. A bit shorter this round. I'd like to see a little more development on the whites, as the whites are typically what carry the undead team. Apart from that, he does have some bloat here. I assume he's going to trim some players, assuming he moves on. Anyways, good looking team, Luke. Thank you. Splinter with the Bretonnians and the cool rich dudes. So that's a lot of dead peasants. Looks like he took dodge as a first skill on the first 3 blitzers, and no other development to speak of. So, yeah. Team suffered some serious attrition. I know loner peasants are not that bad. Obviously, you'd like to have some skills on them. The blockers are, in my mind, the real MVP pieces, starting with Wrestle. Yep. So there's not much to do here. He's got 7 fan factor, so he's definitely done some work on the team. Good luck in the future, Splinter. Grey Heart with the Nurgle. So he's got mighty blow on 1 warrior, block on another. Ooh, guard on a Rodder. That's nice. I like that. That's a good skill choice. Block on another, and no levels on the Presties, so that's no bueno. Rodder's going to rot. They typically die or take movement bust, agility bust, whatever. He's underdeveloped for sure. You'd want at least a level on each one of these warriors, and you definitely want to have a ball carrier in the Prestigore at this point in the game. That being said, if he moves on, I think he's going to have some trouble coming into round 2. There's a lot of skills on a lot of teams, and he doesn't look like he's got the development to deal with it. That being said, it's Blood Bowl. It's certainly anybody's game on any given day, and Nurgle more so, especially if they go off a bit, or if someone fails a pickup, and they can kind of just swarm them and use that big strength advantage to their favor. Alright, Goat Boy. With the Chorfs and an unspent level up, which irritates me to no end. Hashtag not my panda. Thanks, Goat Boy. You're the best. AG3 Bull with sure hands. Well, there's the ball carrier. That's impressive. The blockers are very undeveloped. He needs to get the guard ball going. Block and tackle on these key pieces can only take you so far, especially when you start coming up against teams like Nurgle, Chaos, Lizards. You need to have the guard ball rolling. So it's a little bit behind there. This Habbo was probably going to take kick. If I had to speculate, running at 11 players, so no extras with 120k in the bank. Yeah, I mean, I think our resident madman on this side of things has suffered a fair bit. He doesn't have the levels where they need to be. Oh, just 1 second, guys. Sorry. Alright, so I think that about covers the Goat Boy team. J-Town with the High Elves. There is a missing team here. 2 AG5 pieces, a Mighty Blow piece. He's 8 deep on the roster. So, that being said, he's in some trouble, right? I mean, AG5 Elves are awesome, but you're missing a good chunk of your team. So, you're missing a Blitzer. And you're missing a yeah, your thrower is probably the best elf positional in the long run. And yeah, J-Town suffered some serious hits. We're curious to see how he does if he moves on. I know Cord has done some really good things with the High Elves previously. I just don't know if they have enough oomph to get it through. But I definitely wouldn't underestimate 2 AG5 players, especially one of them with catch. So, good luck, J-Town. Tasrin with the Chaos. Mighty Blow, Mighty Blow, Mighty Blow. Block, block. Oh, look at that. He got extra arms. That's probably the ball carrier. And the Minnow is made an appearance. And he has exited for a missed next game also. All right. I like this. He's got a lot of early development on, and I think he could really shine through in round 2. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Minotaur, honestly, on Chaos. At least he has a wild animal, but it can really hurt you in the long run, especially picking him up late. You definitely want the Claw Mighty Blow early to kind of shovel the levels onto him. And also, Panda is stupid. So, thanks, Tass. Love you too. Eric's with the Necro. We got a movement up wolf. We got a fresh wolf. Double guard on the whites I like because they are supporting the wolves. Blodge Ghoul, a fresh ghoul, and 1 flesh golem. So, he's sitting at +1 on the roster. He already has a kick piece. Yeah, so this is actually my preferred Necro starting build. So he picked up the flesh golems later. I think starting with more positionals as far as the Necro concerned is better because your wolves will just outrun everybody. You have the ghouls that are kind of there to help provide assists and whatnot. Eric's definitely knows what he's doing with Necro as well as Lizards, and I hope to see him in the next round. Good luck, Eric's, and I hope you can pick up that second flesh golem before the playoffs. And Guinness, the Fall of Gnats with the Wood Elves. If I remember correctly, this was the 0 or 1 reroll build. And it looks like he's done okay so far. 5 fan factor. He's got development, he's got a guard catcher, he's got movement up sidestep, strip ball sidestep, he can do some serious ball harassment, he's got a strength 4 elf, a wrestle elf, a kick elf, and pro on the thrower, or leader. This is nice. This is good development on the team, and I really like how Guinness has assigned the skills here. Movement up on a War Dancer is almost always an auto take, just because movement 9 is borderline broken. And yeah, I really dig coming with the thrower too. Honestly, if any elf's going to play the pass game, I think the High Elves and the Wood Elves are going to be the two teams for it. So good luck, Guinness. Hope to see you in round 2. So that covers that up. We'll take a look at the schedule. It looks like everything's been played. So let's take a look at the board. So Guinness is in first. Luke is in second. J-Town's in third. Splinter in fourth. Goat Boy squeaks by in fifth to make the round 2 cut. Now, things are a little bit different this go around. I talked to Cord and a bit to Discum, and if I understand correctly, places 6th and 7th will be moving on to the Hooligan/Horny Rat division, with place 8 being the only hard cut. So unfortunately that means we won't be seeing this Nurgle team advance. Good luck to you, Gray. I know it's been a rough season. Yeah, so curious to see how the Necro and the Chaos will play out, and how the Hooligan/Horny Rat division forms up. I'm not honestly super surprised by this. We do have a couple ties here for 3rd and 4th. This is probably going to come to some kind of tiebreaker, just because they're at the same TV as well. And Goat Boy edges out Eric's for 6th. I believe he beat him. I could be wrong. Oh man, it happens. So 3rd and 4th is going to be the real switch up, and it's going to come down to the tiebreakers, but I don't think there's going to be anything changed up in round 2, so good luck, guys. To everyone advancing, Gray, I appreciate you toughing it out through the season. I know we had a couple drops, and I really appreciate you sticking with it. I know tough seasons are hard to just power through. Hashtag 0-9, never forget. Ah, man. All right. Well, that looks like it's it for the Nurgle division. Remember, guys, pandas never lose. They only become the champ. And I'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you, Lord Panda, for wrapping up round 1 in the Nurgle division for us. What division did you go to? Oh yeah, the Hooligan division. Oh, I won't say nothing. I'm sure you'll win it. I'm sure. Anyway, let's go on to Ace in the Khorne division.
They say there is honor in battle. They are fools. We fight for the Emperor, but the blood we spill serves another. More Lord of Death, keep our souls, lest they fall prey to him.
How's it going, you filthy heretics? Welcome back to the Khorne division. It is me, Ace, as we are here with the roundup of the Khorne division, as it is finally over into round 2. I went pretty in-depth in the teams last time, and not much has really changed from there to then. So we're going to go ahead, look at the teams, it's a quick overview of each team, our leaderboards, and the final scores, and we'll see what happens. So, going on, we have the Bretts winning it all at 5-1-1. The Lizards coming at 4-3-0 at number 2. Orcs coming at number 3 at 4-2-1. Kimry come in at 4-1-2. Chaos at 3-1-3. And the defending champion, as much as it pains me to say, Panda, inching it out at 2-2-3 with the Nurgles, as the Goblin and Vampires are eliminated. Our final ones are Orkling goes down 2-0 versus the Khemri. Lizards beat the Khemri, or the Nurgle, 0-1. Glugga Chuckers 0-3 lose to the Bretts. And yes, the Goblins did lose to the Chaos 1-0. So, our winners of it all, McMackey, the Bretonians. As I said, not much has changed, still pretty much the same skills. All Blitzers have Blodge, one has Tackle, Guard, Tackle, Mighty Blow Blocker, and one Block Lineman. He has a Support, he has the 2 pieces for those Dodgers, and everyone has Dodge as a Blitzer. He is set to go for round 2, and I'm interested to see how far he can take it. Number 2, if I remember correctly, were Don't Poke Me on Dr. Helix's Lizards. Guard Crocs, 1 source with all the SSP, 1 source block, AG sidestep. Surprising, no diving tackle or anything in here. Just to maybe help with Dodgers. AG up to help score, pick up the ball, pile on Mighty Blow to hurt people, guard for support, and block on their source just to make sure those 1-9s don't hurt them as much. All in all, pretty good team, and I hope to see them go far. At number 3, we had the Orcs. And your pretty standard Orc build. You got Leader and Block on the thrower, which is good. Gives him that extra team reroll without bumping his TV too much higher. Blitzer does get Tackle, so he does have a piece for Blodgers. Double 3 guards, one with the block work but without block, so 1-9s are going to be his bane. The other one with block, and not much else to speak of. So, I think a little underdeveloped, but they're Orcs. They can make it work, and I'm going to be interested to see how far he can take it. Okay, next up, we got the Khemri. Lando, he is sitting on a level up. He's sitting on 2. The Skeleton with Wrestle's leveled up. He does have a Skeleton with Dirty Player. But the overall is block and able to throw a tackle with the Tomb Guardian sitting on level. Though he is high in the wins, I must say this is pretty underdeveloped in my opinion for round 2. We'll see if he can continue chugging along, but he's going to need some more skills and fast, in my opinion, if he wants to continue on. At number 5, we have Scar, our resident dweller of the void. Block, Chaos Warrior, beast with sure hands, so he at least has a ball handler. Block, Mighty Blow, block, and he picked up a Minotaur AV down Beastman, but that's not too bad. You can just replace him with the money we have in the bank, and it looks like he had a death. So he has the ball handler. He has 2 Beastmen as blitzers. 1-9s don't hurt his Chaos Warriors as bad. Though once again, this can be a major liability on the field. So we'll see if he can make it work for him. But good luck to you in round 2, Scar. And Panda coming in with the Nurgles. Beast Nurgle with my guard, of course. Mighty Blow. Very, very risky because he's missing 1 skill for the Nurgle Warriors. We're 1-9s. Block, and where is block? No block. He is going all in on removals, and if he doesn't get them, well, these Nurgle Warriors might have a bad day as they bleed rerolls with 1-9s. Block on the Pestigore. Still has yet to get sure hands, extra arms, or any ball handling skills. So we'll see if Panda can go deep in round 2 with really no ball handling skills and or skills that prevent the 1-9 from coming back and killing him. But there are your 6 teams going on to round 2. I wish you guys the best of luck next season, Hikaru and Nerdfrog. And I shall see you guys next time, as it shall be me and one other person, as far as I've been told, doing Corn round 2 as we get together. So until next time, this is Ace telling you, spill blood for the Blood God and collect skulls for the Skull Throne. I'll see you guys next time. You filthy heretics.
Okay, Ace also with a nice wrap up of round 1 in the coin division. That division was bloody, of course, right? Coin. Anyway, so let's go to Scar in the. I almost said Slanesh. They've been done for weeks. Zinch division.
All abhors to the great deceiver.
Give it to me.
Yeah, no, not doing that again. Get Scum Sister out of here right now, and if you're not back here in 5 minutes, I'm going to eat you myself. And that is not a double entendre. I swear, the last time I had characters dying to sexy music, only I found it funny. Hello, coaches. Welcome to the grand finale of the first round. Today, we're going to be looking at Day 6 and 7's games, and a look at the final result to see who made it and which teams are going to be sacrificed to Nuffle. This should be at least entertaining, so let's get started. Starting off on Day 6, we have the Jesters beating the Mighty Titans 2-0, but not without losing one of their own. I guess neither of those points is terribly surprising considering how deadly ogres can be, but I will always root for the underdog. Up next, we have Mayhem beating the Rah-Rah-Rahs 2-0. Pretty much what I expected, and apparently there was also a lot of punching involved, which always makes for a good time. Next up, we have the Turd Lickers beating Motorboarding 2-1. Deaths all around, and both failed on the MVP. Oh, so much fun. Next up, we have the Bumblebees beating Cthulhu Fhtagn 2-1. No deaths here, but it was still at least entertaining to watch. And Cthulhu actually got away with a passing action. That does deserve credit. Up next, we have the Jesters dominating the Turd Lickers 3-0. I guess our dodgy little elves forgot what dive tackle was. Next up, we have Cthulhu Fhtagn beating the Rahs 1-0. I was honestly expecting a higher scoring game considering the Skink's speed and Rah's beginning games, but I guess the Rahs have lost their luster. Up next, we have the Titans just giving up and giving the Bumblebees a free win. 2-0. I guess they didn't even believe it was worth fighting this one. Shame too. You could have actually made it if you, by some miracle, won this game. And finally, we have Mayhem beating Motorboarding 1-0. In what seems to be a very bash-happy game, but with no casualties, what's the point? Alright guys, it's time for the final rundown. Starting off at number 1, we have the Bumblebees with a 5-1-1 record. Then, tied for second place, we have the Jesters and Mayhem both with 4-2-1 record, with the Jesters eking by on team value. Then, in fourth place, we have Cthulhu Fhtagn with 2-3-2 record. Not bad, getting by very far with those draws. And then, tied again, we have Motorboarding and the Turds with 2-1-4. Unfortunately, with the Turds' massive casualties, getting them into the loser lane, while the Motorboardings are going to the Hooligans. And then, in last place, we have another tie with the Rahs and the Titans, both at 2-0-5. This was so close, a single extra victory in the bottom row would have changed everything. It's so sad, but that's how the game goes. I wish all of the eliminated coaches better luck in Season 3. Ooh, boy. I don't know who to root for anymore. I mean, all the teams are really interesting and fun to watch. So, I'm just going to wish death upon them all. Can't wait to get started with round 2. So, until then, win or lose, the Void always gets its revenge. Back to you, Cadet.
Was the Scum's sister in the booth? Was a double on a double on so many questions I need answered in my life. Okay, anyway, speaking of the Scum's sister, I almost forgot to mention we have the beginning of the Hooligan Division cover, and here is the Hooligan himself. It's a really good episode. Watch. I suggest it even if you did not make the Hooligan Division.
Right, lads, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, right since the beginning here. You got it, Season 2 of the BBPN. Welcome to the Hooligan Division. We're going to give yourselves a bit of a preview there, because, yeah, it's one of the best things about this entire division, this entire league. You get another crack at it, you really do, and this division, as you can see now, it's got the proper name. Yeah, take a look right there. They finally learned how to spell it right, too. Bravo. Only took them, what, 4 or 5 seasons? Anyway, getting on there. As you can see, the excitement is absolutely palatable because this division's produced actual league champions. And some of the best teams that finally come out up here. This is one of the brilliant ideas there of how to deal when the tier 3 teams finally came in. Some of the teams do need development, and also some teams, let's face it, you just have a absolute shite start. It happens. You're a good coach. Just Nuffle, well, Nuffle's a cunt, isn't he? Anyway, we're going to take a review of the 8, yeah, you got it, we're getting 8 teams coming in to this division. We're going to give you a review of what they all look like, and we're going to give you a bit of a rating and see how they might do. Alright. Let's get ready to step it up, lads, there. Thank you very much.
No one likes us! No one likes us! We don't care! We are Millwall! Super Millwall! We are Millwall from the dead!
What you say? It's just one of the most brutal teams to ever play. Congratulations, you've made it to the Hooligan Division. Some would say you're right where you bloody belong there. But yeah, Ed's worst nightmare. It's a bit of a run, isn't it, there, this lad's discovered. Goblins are bloody tough to play. Yes, they're full of potential. You can already see here, this is a crippled team coming in, down to an 880 TV here. Let's take a look at the club. Yeah, level 2, but they haven't been able to build their enhancement. Yep, they've done the right thing. They've got level 2, but they don't have this yet here. But they're expecting to actually win a game or 2. And you take a look here, statistically, 1 draw, 6 losses, and yet they're in the Hooligan Division. That tells you how brutal their bloody division really was there. So let's take a look what's left on the roster here. As you can see, he's down to all of 10 players. He's got 3 rerolls. This is fine. Like, the rerolls are right. He's got the Apothecary. He wishes it works. And I'm no surprise, he's got 1 lone, dedicated supporter standing up there in the stand, still cheering for his team. Isn't it just the way it is? Like, this sums it up right there. As soon as one thing goes wrong, boom, that's it. The entire team is tossed up. And look what he's actually got here on the team here. He's got the Looney, he's got the Fanatic, he's got the Pogo. Every one of these players have had to be at least replaced once here. Even the Trolls, he's had to replace 1. And you can see here, he's got 1 player, it's actually managed to survive long enough to get a skill, at least for the Goblins. The Trolls, well, if they do survive, you'd expect them to. But that's the thing. It really is difficult playing Goblins. It really is an uphill climb, but you're in the Hooligan Division. This is where you can potentially thrive. All you got to do is get to Final Four. Maybe the TV's going to come and help you. All you got to do is win just enough games. Alright, so what's the rating going to say? Yeah, exactly, that's it. Just brush it off, move on. Alright, let's go on to team number 2.
And his name is
Panda.
Well, you know I had to bring this one up. Yeah, there you go, the quote defending champion. Well, he did earn it, somewhat. I understand there was considerable bribes involved, but there we are, Stinky Boy Bandits. He's going, what's he doing here? Well, he got into the Hooligan Division. This is despite the fact, as you can see here, 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. You'd think that's a team that actually would have qualified. No, not in the division he was in. It was just that crazy of a division. So let's take a look at the actual team there, because it actually is quite a little impressive team. Yeah, it is. Absolutely good job. You can see there, he's gone something a little different there. With the Fluffy, he's gone with God Not Stand Firm. Will this bite him in the arse? Well, who knows? He's in the Hooligan Division, isn't he? Mighty Blow, he's not even going for the 1 in 9s. No, it's all about doing the damage. Will that work? Well, we'll find out, won't we? 1 block, he's got 2, Pestigores there. It's the Plague Gores are doing, but there's no ball handling, as you notice. So, will that come in? Who knows? And, of course, he's got lots and lots of Rodders. It's building up 3 rerolls. It's a good question. Is that enough there? And he's got 2 fan factors. So, final result here. What exactly is the opinion coming in? Yeah, it's basically an eye roll here. You're amazed the team's even here. Oh well, let's go and take a look at team number 3. Alright, enough of that. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, all the Chaos teams has made it in here. Yeah, it's a pretty firm crew. It's pretty surprising they're actually here too. Take a look at the statistics there. Again, another one of those 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. But it tells you what division they were in. It got them to the Hooligan Division, but didn't get them any further here. Well, let's see. He's definitely got an attitude here. You see, he's working on the stadium someday. Yeah, absolutely, someday. And let's take a look at the roster here. It is still a pretty good team. Yeah, he's going to absolutely bury these little bastards, isn't it? Let's take a look at how he's built it there. Mighty Blow, Mighty Blow, Mighty Blow. Notice, again, no 1 in 9 design until he gets to the Beastman. Now you start seeing how crazy his team is. He does have a ball handler, but of course he's knocked out for a while. Yes, and he's coming back next game. So, round 1, you have to rely on those 3 rerolls. He's got the ball to get. He only the 2 fan factor, which is better than anyone else so far. He's even got the wrestler there. It's a good choice of ball. And yes, he's gone with the dangerous Minotaur. Now, fortunately, it's only a miss next game. So, he might be, once his players all come back, a rather high TV. But it's still a pretty deadly team. Let's see what the assessment is. Yep. Absolutely go and absolutely slaughter them. That is the goal, and we'll see how they do. Let's take a look at team number 4.
Yes, you can sail the 7 seas. Yes, you can put your mind at ease. Come on, people, and make a stand.
Well, there's an interesting team to show up in here. Yeah, there we go. Rule the seas. Yep, congratulations. You made the Hooligan Division. Not what you expected to be. Yeah, well, let's take a look there. Look at the record. 3 wins, a draw, 3 losses, and yet that puts them in the Hooligan Division of all things. We're not used to records this good, lad. Okay? So, you're a bit of an oddball here, but that shows what kind of divisions we've had this year. TV, 1250 there, bit of kitty there, 3 reels. This is massive, 6 fan factor, and it's going to be an interesting drive, because as we've heard, this team has had nothing but troubles. Basically, every time he gets a really good star player, this is what happens to them. Every single time, surgical strike, down they go for the count, and they're quite absolutely dead. This has happened before, and it keeps on happening to this team. Taking a look here, he's once again had to go from fresh there. Again, like I said, good players keep dying on this team. So look what he's got there. He's got the whites. Both have ended up having to pick up God. Why? He's had to change the tactics here in trying to keep the team alive. He's only got the one blodge. You can see here by the numbering system, yet they keep dying. And the werewolf went and died on him. This was the good one too, so now he's carrying the slack. One flesh golem, but as we know from last year, the top team lost both flesh golems in one game, and they carried on. So can the team actually do it? Yeah, just to look and behold, they can do some surprising stuff. Okay, now let's go and look at team number 5. Yeah, that about sums up the attitude of this team here. Elf Buggery. What an adventure this team has had. As you can see, they've recovered. This is the team that within the first 3 games had 4 deaths. A new record for most deaths in that many early games. And yet here they are. They're in the Hooligan Division where they figured they were probably going to end up. Take a look at their record here. Yeah, it tells you what division they were in. 1 win, 2 draws, 4 losses, but it gets them in the Hooligan Division, and they will take it. So we're going to take a good, strong look at this team, because they can do some pretty incredible things. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty scary, isn't it? 3 rerolls. He's got an Apothecary. He's got a die-hard fan supporters. But look at the crazy skills. Of the team that survived as they went on, look at this. Leap, 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 leap. What the fuck is this buggery? Yeah, he's named the team right. And it works. I'm not too sure anyone has a defense in this division against these teams here. And they can do wonderful things. Absolutely wonderful things. And now, because of this crazy buggery here, this team can actually do miracles, get the ball, and maybe, just maybe, get Final 4, and then go further. I don't know. What's the real question? What's the real rating on that one? Yeah, it's excitement. Anytime this team takes the field, it's excitement, isn't it? Alright, let's take a look at team number 6. Yeah, there they are. The luggage made it, pounding it and pounding it all the way to the Hooligan Division. Well, from the way that season is gone, he should have expected to be anywhere else. Let's take a look here at the statistics there. Look at that result. 1 win, 3 draws, 3 losses. These were all hard-fought draws. Every one of them. It's just been that kind of season. Absolutely. But they're here, so they've got a chance. Yep, they absolutely can laugh their way all the way, maybe, to the playoffs here. Let's take a look at the survivors. This is a good way of phrasing it here. Now, I can tell you this, he's had lots and lots of deaths here. Here's the bloody miracle. He's actually finally back to the original 4 skinks. He's finally back to the original 6 Sauruses. That is the season he's had. 3 rerolls, 3 fan factor, a overworked Apothecary having to patch this team up time and time again. And looking at the skills here, you know, the Crooksaw's been lucky that in the 7 games he's played 3. If you actually look at his game stats, this is played 3 games out of the 7. He's been knocked out, missed so many games. He even took an agility decrease one time. Well, of course it didn't register because you can't get any lower than 1. Not from lack of trying, but not for, you know, it's just how this game's set up. It's one of the few times you can take a stat decrease and not fucking care. He doesn't go any lower. Now, he's got the 1 tackle piece here because he knows he's going to run into any kind of dodge in there. There's the guard there. It's a good choice. Look at this. He's got the block. Finally, it's taking time. And, of course, like I said, the skinks, he keeps having to replace this. So this is why there's no real skills here. Just the 2 who have survived. And these are all replacements themselves. They've both died at least once, too. It's an impressive team. So how are they going to do? What is the opinion? Yeah, got to work in there with all that sass and earn your place. Okay, let's go look at team number 7. Good Lord, what are they doing here? Well, yep, behold. The Amazons are in the Hooligan Division. Well, that's not the first time we've had an Amazon team get there. It usually means something has gone disastrously wrong as things have carried on here. Or as someone says, they've been basically a work in progress as the season's gone on. Right, so let's take a look here. General statistics, as you can see, 2 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses. Yeah, that's about right, and things don't go quite right there. And let's take a look at the roster. As you can see, most Amazon teams, as they start off, do have more than 11 players to start. The fact that he's down to 11 players tells you what kind of season it's been. 3 rerolls, Apothecary, only a 3 fan factor, and not too high a TV. So it also tells you some critical deaths have been happening, but all that said and done, as you can see, he has got the critical skills building up there. The catchers, of course, become blodgers, one for sidestep. He's got the wrestle piece of all thing. A kicker, this is a really good one there. Hooters, I love that. And, of course, a bit of Monty Blow and tackle because he dreams of the party pillows coming there and rocking your world. At least that's the theory anyway. Yeah, really. That is the theory. We're working on that. All right, so what's the general opinion? Yeah, they could do it. It's just going to come down to what teams they run into. All right, let's go and take a look at the final team. Well, what am I supposed to say? You're not ogres. But no, there he is. Behold, you've got the rah-rah-rahs there in the Hooligan division. Well, I get it. Sometimes I think the ogres are still a little disappointed someone messed up the finisher in their house last season. So lo and behold, here comes the replacements. Alright, so let's take a look at what this team has to offer here. He's coming in 2 wins, 5 losses. Yeah, your hooligan material, alright. And let's take a peek here at the actual team. Now, the team itself actually is pretty bloody good. I will admit that. Yes, he is uncontrollably angry because, yeah, here you are. But, you know, here's what you got to work with. Tomb Guardians. He's managed to get Monty Blow in 2 of them. He's got God in another. It's been one of those seasons where finally in his last games, they started doing something. That's fine. As for the Blitz Rolls, again, same problem. They've started doing something. He's got an incredibly decent throw roll. But, of course, if you go and look at the history of the team, they had a bit of a rough time. But look at the fan factor. It's an excellent fan factor that should be an advantage in the Hooligan division. And, of course, he's got plenty of rerolls. 2. Why? What could possibly go wrong? He said knowingly. Alright, let's take a look here. What's the opinion going on this team? Possible? Yeah, possible. You actually might be the team that could do it. The Hooligan division can be pretty good for you. Alright, let's wrap this all up, shall we? Right, lads. So that sums up what is coming up in the Hooligan division there. You've got quite the selection of teams all over the place. This is the division where you finally have your second chance. You made it. It's all the way. Nuffle has to salute you because this is where you can have your big chance and actually make it. So good luck, lads. Thank you for making it to the division, making it fun. Nuffle, go on. Bless the dice.
That was a fun episode with a lot of fun teams in there. Good job, Scum. I really enjoyed watching it. Alright, that is it for BBPN this week. Next week, I believe we will have one more episode to cover the progression of round 2 before we take off for a holiday break. I believe. Let me look at the schedule right now. The schedule says probably not. But you can cross your fingers and hope, right? Maybe Nuffle will bless it. Anyway, that is it for BBPN this week. Like I said already. And always remember, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but never bet against me. Unless I'm playing against Wordcaster, you know, and them, I'm definitely going to win. I'm sure. It's like a 99.9% chance. Yeah. I'm positive.